Hey, how's it going, folks? Today's Deathy, and welcome to the start of a brand new solo RPG series. Okay, right, so today we are going to be using Hexroll. So, this is a website that I came across the other month, which is basically a Hexcrawl sandbox simulator. It's basically, actually, it doubles up as a VTT as well, virtual tabletop, but it has the option for a solo sandbox adventure. And basically, this website, I'll leave a link in the description, basically allows you to generate a little bit of a world or a continent or whatever, or generate things. And basically, you go through hex by hex and you have a look at events, encounters, and do quests. So I had a look at it and I thought, well, this would be pretty good for a solo adventure, and with the I'm going to say with the first dungeon done in For Against the Darkness, well, For Against Darkness as the proper title is, I didn't only realize that the other day, I thought, you know what, I think now is a good time to take a little bit of a break and have a look at something else. So in this episode, we are going to, basically, 5e, I'll talk about it in a second. Basically, this episode we're going to do a little bit of an introduction, a little bit of a look at, and then, and then I'll explain how I'm going to be playing this Hexroll. So Hexroll is designed for two different game systems. Basically, both Dungeons and Dragons. One of them is Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I think 2014. I don't think it's been updated for the 2024 version, the 5.5, if people call it. So we're going to go with 2014. It is the one I have a lot of experience in, but I do have ambitions to learn the other versions, the other editions as well with this channel I've got going on, and have a look at some of the major tabletop RPGs as well. So we're going to be doing a 5th edition, and basically we're just going to be using a combination of Hexroll, Pink 3D, which is my usual go-to for anything tabletop RPG wise for solo stuff, and have a look at some other stuff as well. So let's just get into this then. So so we put in Hexroll, going to Google Hexroll, and then there's two options. Sorry, the other one I meant to mention was the other edition is for OSR, I believe, something like that. So I believe it's what, Old School Rules or something I think it stands for. So I'll let you guys look into that one. I mean, I'll look into that one eventually. Okay, right. Sorry, I was just sorting something out. So basically, as you can see from here, so scrolling down to read the rest of the page. Yep, that's actually looking pretty good, so I'll alternate it when we're playing and stuff. So so Hexroll, as you can see, so click for a sandbox, generate a random 5th edition sandbox under a minute. You get an interactive hex map, dungeon maps, and settlement maps together with NPCs, monsters, treasures, and quest hooks. And then hex crawling, crawl through the hex map and get clear and tense descriptions randomly generated for you to work for you on the spot. No preparations needed. Dungeon crawling, crawl through randomly generated dungeons and lead your party to fortune, glory, or doom. Downtime, visit cities, towns, and villages with annotated maps courtesy of Waterboo, together with generated NPCs, taverns, inn shops, services for your PCs to make use of. Play online, liberate your sandbox, download a pre-rendered snapshot file and view it offline using Hexroll Backpack. All exported content from Hexroll to E is licensed as Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike in OGL. And then we can edit and reroll. Want to tweak things further? Not a problem. You can add, remove, or re-roll sandbox entities. You can also directly edit the content and add your own lore and link inspiring images. Online VTT maps. Hexroll now has a built-in VTT mode. Share and review your hex map and dungeon maps, hex by hex and area by area. Online and in real time. Add PC monster tokens that you or your players can control. And then here we have solo mode. Generate a sandbox in solo mode, online only, and have it revealed to you as you crawl through hex to hex. Most spoilers in the text will be masked as well with the no spoilers mode. And then they won the NE's 2024 Silver winner. Hexroll won the 2024 NE Silver Award for Best Aid Accessory Additional. Pretty cool. And then obviously these are the people who created it, additional creation, and then this is the things that you can do for me in a Patreon support and everyone. So so basically it's a pretty cool little thing to do actually. So we're going to be doing the, so obviously we're going to do a solo sandbox, but when I mentioned about the VTT maps, I had a little bit of a look, and basically with the VTT maps, it's not like, it's kind of not plain like Forge or D20 or anything like that. Basically, you zoom into a hexbot, and basically you can add shadowed tokens to imitate players. You can add your own like tokens as well if you wish as well, and then you can just do it for like a black and white sort of thing. I tried to do this in my own time, but I could not get it to it's not graphically enhanced enough for me, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's alright for like, you know, just all time playing and all that, but personally I like to have like proper graphic maps and everything, so I will be using battle maps from other places. I've got an idea where I want to get them from, but let's just say for the sake of neutrality, let's just say I'm not going to name it. So yeah, so basically let's create a sandbox and I can show you exactly how it works. So we're going to go on to Solo Sandbox, and then we're going to show you guys what it is. Now, there's one thing I need to mention about the actual Hexroll maps or sandboxes itself. Now, there is if you go to docs at the beginning, it will take you to a website where it tells you oh yeah, sorry, here, docs.hexroll.app. I'll leave the links in the description. Basically, this tells you how to work it, what to do, yada yada. But if you're playing solo, the problem is that because of server space, every sandbox that is rolled will be saved to your browser, but also as well, they will only stick around for a month before they get deleted. So this means that I'm going to be recording episodes in advance, basically, because depending on how long this might be I don't know how long this series is going to be. This could be a one life thing, or keep going until everybody dies, or whatever I end or something. I'm not sure like how long it's going to be. We're just going to keep playing until something happens. But yeah, I'll explain all that like at the end, because I've got a few things I want to talk about. So basically we have generate. We can choose the different types of template realms. So we got empire, lands, kingdom, duchy, or an island. And then population, we can generate now or I'll add later. We're going to generate now so we can get the population of every town of them. We can create regions, number of regions between 6 to 12. You can go 20, 30. I don't know what the maximum is. I believe this is how much of the terrain you can make. I've always left this default personally. So yeah, just left that default. I don't really touch this, to be fair. So if you wanted just pure snow or pure swamp or something, you can if you wish to, I suppose. You could choose the number of dungeons that you want to between 6 and 9. Dungeon type probabilities, so you can choose caves, temples, or tombs. I'll just leave them on 1, but you can also, if you wish. You can also prefer small dungeons with a click. Wandering monsters, this is from the dungeons, I believe. You can set that to whatever challenge rating you want. I think 1. But I think you can even go. Can you go 1 point? Yeah, you can. I think maybe you can even go 1/8, 1/4, and all that. But I've always left that to 1 just because it's like the lowest value there. It says the settlements. You can choose what settlements you want, and then you can choose settlement types probabilities. So you can have more cities, more towns, more villages, depending if you want to. Number of inns, not in settlements. So there has been some times where I've came across some inns. And then we got dwellings. Dwellings are isolated places of residence, can provide additional encounter opportunities. So 7 to 11, farms and cabins or strongholds. Factions is another thing. Factions provide more potential storylines and use NPCs generated earlier as members or collaborators. So really, if you wanted to, you could build like a faction war or something like that if you wanted to. Faction type probabilities, cults, probabilities, syndicates. Scroll is something to do with modding, I believe. And then tweaks and experiments, treasure multiplication can be multiplied. So like basically any treasure value, you can do it by 2, 3. We're just going to keep it at 1. So basically once you go through your options, you click generate and you just wait a second. And then what's going to happen is, because we're playing a solo, it will give us a starting point. So welcome to your solo sandbox. In solo mode, the hex group is revealed incrementally, starting with the first hex you visit. You can choose one of the following locations as your starting point, or closest one to search for one using the search bar. So basically, we have settlements and dungeons, so we can go start in a settlement if you want to. So Town of Arga, Village of Kalazi, Town of Crimson Hawk, Headbone, Iron Fort, Nakari, Simpsons, Springvale, or you can go straight into a dungeon if you wanted to. Battle of the Betraying Pits, Caverns of the Lonely Order, Betraying Skeletons, Cruel Pits, yada yada. So just for example, let's go to the Town of Arga. And basically, as you can see right here, So, yeah, sorry, I had to resize the window. So basically, yeah, so basically here we have population, we have different taverns if you want to. The jeweler, tinkerer, fish market, smokehouse, distillery, bookshop, all that good stuff. We got the guards as well. We have Alamander Moore, level 4 elf fighter, piercing green eyes, heavy makeup, a nose ring. Lalatide of Valdarina. I'm not in the mood to talk tonight. Can't really pronounce. But basically, you get like a full character sheet of the different people, actually, which is pretty cool. Fighter style defensive, champion fighter, and then Laltild here, you know, another champion fighter. Even randomizes the weapons as well, so they've got like a sling as well. I think it's just actions. They kind of like just, yeah, it's just actions. It doesn't really say. Oh, it does say what. It does say what they have. Breastplate. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, you know, has like character sheets for people as well. So if we go to the tavern, basically we are. She have a green icon, I believe. Animal supplies, tinkerer, jungle goods, big store. So yeah, it's interactive. So you can just collect things and all that. So we got Keeper, managed by Ariana of Vandaria, tied like nice, yeah, Paid Keeper, we got Staff, Savinius Fiodmod. And then down here we got like drinks and food that we can order if we want to. Lodging, so, you know, a bench and a roof, 5 copper pieces per night, 6 gold upscale. Patrons, visitors, the tailor, the curator, the merchant, when not shop, the jeweler. And then down here as well, I believe we have, wait a minute, is that the same person? No, it's a different person. Yeah, we also have potential people here as well that maybe we could recruit as well. So for example, here we have Inventor of Adarian, level 2 halfling cleric. Padded armor, level 2 content, wisdom, yeah. Even randomized spells as well, so Spirit of Dying, Verbitage, Guidance, Purify Food and Drink, Shield of Faith and Bane, Uses Javelins, Turn on Dead, Preserve Life. Does it actually say... Huh. Does it say where the... Does it say what domain is? Not really. So level 2. Does say what domain you are. Interesting. Chaotic Elvish. Yeah, this is just for example. And then this is what I mean by the no spoilers. So obviously there's a black bar, so if you want to see the spoilers, you just put it over and it says a member of the Arrows of Honor. And stuff like that. So yeah, so basically these people that we could get for, yeah, champion, 1 extra attack. Yeah, so these are just people that we could hire if we really wanted to. Again, I can't see what they're probably just standard people actually. I can't see them being like purely yeah, because this is a half level rogue. And actions, war pick +1. 48. Yeah. I'll have to yeah, these are not exactly the best optimized or anything, but you know, it's just an example. And then we have the bulletin board, which is like jobs. So job offer of a package delivered in Devil's Eye range, payment guarantee this upon yours. Urgent, my son did not return home since last month, we're seeing or hear of him. Heading away, payment guarantee to trusty courier. And then we have rumors. So we roll a d6 and then we can just like have a look at the rumors and stuff. Like that. It's pretty cool. And then once you've done with the map, done with the town, basically all you do is you zoom out, and then here's our hex grid. So yeah, so everything's with the as you can see, everything is with the I just noticed my strange. Oh, never mind. That's just my my dice roller for 5e tools. That's what I use in the other. That's what I use in my solo play series. So basically, yeah. So they're basically once you've left town and done what you need to do and everything, then you just click on the hex, for example here, and then obviously it reveals the map, and yeah, and then we get Futuria's cottage, and basically, yeah, you just get just get a little bit of information on what the hex is. There's also as you can see, encounters which you can do as well. 2 in 6 chance, so we just roll a die, and because we got 2, which is 2 in 6, which is 1 to 2, we can encounter 6 harpies. So yeah, and then you just face the whatever the encounter is at the time. So pretty cool. So yeah, so basically that is how things are going to work. I could show the dungeon and all that, but this is just a basic overview of what Hexroll is about. So yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. Right, so in terms of how this series is going to work, so not only are we going to be using Hexroll for well, we're just going to be using Hexroll for obviously generation of towns, NPCs, and quests and whatnot. In terms of hiring people, the NPCs that we come across, like the dwarf and all that. We've got some rolls we can do. We could do some oracle rolls, which is a d20. Oracle rolls is what I use in my solo games to try and be a little semi-autonomous. So basically, it's just simply a yes or no roll. So the question could be, does this person do we hire this person? And then like a 1 to 9 is no, 10 is a re-roll, and 11 to 20 is a yes. And then we ask another question, do they want payment? Then we roll an oracle. Let's say we roll a 13 for a yes, or they want payment. And then we work out some kind of custom ruling to determine what it's going to be. I am currently working on some tables to do all that. Regarding ourselves, regarding the characters, I'm not sure whether to roll a party of 1 and then go for a for a party of 1 or a party of 4. I've not really decided yet. I might just do a d4, and then that determines how many characters we will generate. These characters are going to be randomly generated, by the way. I always randomly generate my characters for these solo RPGs just to make them a little bit more of alive, I suppose. A little bit more out of my hands. And then when it comes to the battles, now this is what I mean. So let's say we do get a battle here, right here. So what we do is we scroll in, and basically we do get a hex grid here. So to place a token, all you do is you click and hold the T button, click on a spot, and then we got our tokens here. So we have probably a barbarian, rogue, ranger sort of thing, and different things. And then when you click on it, you just click on an icon, and boom, there you go, there's your icon. And then basically you just keep setting this up. So let's say that there's a river here. We just click on the river spot, and boom, there we go. We have our river token, like so. And basically, or a chasm in this case, and then basically we just use the squares to move in and attack that way. Personally, obviously it's down to imagination, but personally I'm not really a big fan of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at, so what I'll do is I think, for example, if we click on this one, the remains of a ruined fort guard, the mountain pass, the frost wind, wooden palisades and towers cast down decades ago, much like the society who built them. And then the headless rotten remains of beheaded air elements that can be found near the base of the smallest mountain. So what I'll do is I will take that and I will use that as, let's say, the basis for a battle map, and I'll have a look, see what fits that the best. And then what we'll do is we'll find that battle map, put it into P3D, which is again, it's a program that I use for these sort of things. You can go check out my Before It Gets to Darkness episode if you want to get an example of that, by the way. And then I'll use a website called 5e Tools. This is a 5e compendium. Basically, it's all the classes and abilities and racials and races and all that. But they do have a dice roll, that's what I use from there. And then here's the other thing as well. When it comes to 5e solo play, what I tend to do is I tend to do what I call the automated combat system. So basically I do a d6 once, and this determines the combat style of the character for that battle. So basically, if we roll a 1 to 2, they become aggressive, 3 to 4 tactical, 5 to 6 defensive. So 1 to 2, they'll prioritize using attacking abilities, 3 to 4, they'll use abilities that either debuff or cause some kind of commotion on the battlefield. And then 5 to 6 defensive, where they use like defensive buffs and play a little bit more defensive, a little bit more range and all that. Well, I'm going to throw that out the window, because what I'm going to use is, and this might be a deal breaker to some people, but I'm going to use an AI bot to act as a DM for the enemies when we face them. To tell you the truth, I feel like this might be a little bit more alive, you know? So basically, I will take control of our party. I'll determine what's the best course action to use, or I will, I don't know, maybe come up with some sort of like automatic sort of like combat rules, like rules of engagement or something for each person, and generate it and have a think or whatever of what that character would like to do. And then we'll have the AI do the the enemies, and then they can be a little bit more what's the word? Be a little bit more natural feeling, I suppose. That's probably the best way to describe it. Okay then, right, so I think that's gonna be it for this little introduction. So yeah, so you'll have, so you know, we checked out Hexroll, showed you how it works, and then we'll have a proper go at this in our next episode. Or no, actually no, take it back, because what we're going to do is next episode is we're going to do a party generation. That's where we're going to do a party generation, and then we'll have, that'll give me time to fill out all the character sheets and everything, and then episode 1 will be our full generation, and then we go from there. So yeah, so I'll go over all the rules for the characters and everything in the next episode, because I've got a few ideas for a change. I might just do, I'm thinking maybe doing gold buy and then buying the equipment in the town, and then instead of buy the equipment in the town from what's offered in the armory and all that, and then I'll do maybe a little bit of oracle rolls to determine what the character's going to do, because I'm going to try and be a little bit of a semi-DM and let the characters be sort of semi-natural, semi-autonomous, that kind of thing. I've got a few things rolling around my head, but I've got time to solidify them, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, my friends, that's going to be it for today's episode, so thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to join the adventure. And apart from that, enjoy the rest of your awesome day, and hope to see you next time. Take care.